Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Emmerdale spoilers. Big birth twist revealed for Rhona amid terrifying moment. A quiet day in the village is about to turn into something dramatic for Rhona Zoe Henry, as she faces her ex Gus and his partner Lucy again, who is pregnant. A few months ago, Gus and Lucy arrived in the village and asked Rhona if they could use one of her frozen embryos due to being unable to get pregnant naturally. Last week, during a trip to the hospital, Mark Charnock, bumped into Gus and Lucy and immediately asked about the pregnancy. Gus ended up confessing that he had faked Rhona's identity, which allowed him access to the embryos. As well as calling Gus a thief, Marlon reminded the couple that Rhona remains completely unaware Lucy will give birth to a child she's biologically related to. Rhona won't be in the dark for much longer, as Marlon ends up telling her about Gus and Lucy in upcoming episodes. Initially, she's really angry with Marlon that he's done that, but as the day goes on, she actually says, "I wouldn't have wanted to be the one to tell me either." She gets it, Zoe Henry said. But it's just the shock, really. Something that she absolutely thought she put to bed 15 years ago. And suddenly it's right back here again, and it's imminent. How do you even begin to comprehend the enormity of that? It's beyond shocking, and the rug's been pulled from under her, because there's no right or wrong way to react to this news. How do you get your head around that? With help from Marlon and Mary, Louise Jameson, Rhona decides to speak with Gus and arranges to meet up tomorrow. When Gus fails to show, Rhona finds herself heading to his house, but when she gets there, she sees him trying to escape with suitcases. Confronting Gus, Rhona is left in turmoil when Lucy emerges, and then to her horror, Lucy goes into labor. Left with no choice, Rhona tells Gus to help Lucy into her car and prepares to drive her to hospital. When I read these storylines, particularly ones that are a bit tricky, I try and think about how I'd approach it if it were me, Zoe added. The thought that something like that would be kept from you. It's kind of what Lucy and Gus were trying to do. They were trying to get away with it. And if Marlon hadn't seen them, they probably would have done. It'd be easy to say it would be easier if she never knew. But the thought that your child is out there somewhere, and you don't get to be a part of its life. I don't know. I think it's probably right that she knows. Teasing what's ahead for Rhona and her family before 2023 ends, Zoe explained. They've got a very busy Christmas coming up with a few perhaps unexpected guests. I think there's a long road ahead, really. Nothing is ever straightforward or linear, is it? But I think this is a really tricky situation for everybody involved. It should make for great viewing.